Hey everybody, this is Alvin Brown, CEO and founder of the Center for Healing and Peak Performance and Integrated Peak Performance Services. I'm also the author of Journey to Personal Greatness, Mind, Body, and Soul, a blueprint for life balance and self-mastery, available at all your major bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Amazon.com.ca, and in Canada, Chapters Indigo Online. All right, I also created this, Journey to Personal Greatness Journal. I'm a big one on journaling. Anytime you want to find your way out of where you are, when you're in your mess and in your stuff, it's very hard to see your way out. It becomes cloudy, it becomes your roadblock, you're stymied, you can't move farther. When you take a 40,000 foot view of your problems, you can find a way out. That's why you can help your friends way better than you can help yourself. When you're in your stuff, you can't see it. What I do is when I'm in my stuff, I journal. Every day I journal. I have a little reminder that pops up on my phone. It says daily review. I review my day and all the little nuggets of information that even today, when I'm going to introduce you to Ben, but even today when we're talking, there's a lot of nuggets we share. I want to make sure and get those down because it'll be gone before I know it, and I won't remember how inspired I was when we were talking about it. So, and then the important thing is about a journal is to review your journal. A lot of people write in it, they got mounds of journal, but they never go back and look at the journal, and that's a key. You can write all you want, some great stuff, but if you never look at it, you're halfway there. So remember to review. So that's what the journal is all about. So this is Monday Mindset. I get a special treat because I've been working with Ben Pakulski. He is the top 10 baddest bodybuilder in the world. He's up there with some of the best ones that have gone before him, and he's currently on the market with some of the best ones, top 10 guys out there in bodybuilding. So look him up. He's got a gym called he's got a system of working out called MI40 in a gym in Florida. And look him up on Instagram, MI40 Ben Pakulski. You'll find him there. Got a lot of followers, very popular guy, and very well respected and popular guy. So I'm happy to have him here. I've been working with him for over a decade now. And I wanted to bring him here to help give you some tips on this whole personal greatness journey, because he and I have been on this journey together. We both started off a lot of connecting and talking. A lot of our sessions were just body work, but a lot of mindset stuff just from the beginning, just picking each other's brains and motivating each other from, it's amazing the things we did, just the interaction we had. So I want to pick his brain and take some of his nuggets and give it back to you and see how we can help you out. All right, so this is Monday Mindset. So here's the deal. I do segments, mind, body, and soul. If you check out my YouTube channel, we do mind, body, and soul. On Monday, it's Monday Mindset. Give you a little checkup from the neck up to get you through the week. One idea, one nugget can change your whole paradigm and shift you. And that's all this is all about. That's what reading's about. That's what this channel is about. I want to give you some substance. On Wednesday, it's Hump Day Hustle. We talk about the body, how to take care of the temple, because you can have all these dreams and all these goals, but if this temple, if this meat suit's not taking you where you want to go, you won't get there in a safe way and effectively. And then Saturday, we finish off the week, rounded out with Soulful Saturdays. We give you a little food for the soul, a little nourishment, again, a nugget to help turn it around for you. All right, that's it. So let's start, short and sweet. Got 4 key questions we're going to ask Ben about. Ben, the first one I want to talk to you about, if we were to talk about personal greatness, and now Ben, here's the thing, Ben can go pretty far with this, really deep with it. So it's going to be kind of difficult to get just one answer from him, but we're going to pick his brain and see if we can get a little synopsis. All right, Ben, personal greatness.
Yeah, when I went through this question, I mean, my first thought was, okay, man, I'll write you an essay and I'll come back to you in a couple of weeks, and I'll, because it's really a long thought process. It's a well-organized, it should be a well-organized discussion. Personal greatness for me has honestly been massively influenced by this guy because, like he says, I'm working together for 10 years. And it's just about mastering who I am and never allowing somebody else to influence that. And I think that's really, really big. We all have those people in our lives who, no matter what, have control over us. They have the ability to say things that influence us and make us perhaps act in a way that we're not happy with. Mm-hmm. So personal greatness for me is setting goals, achieving goals, and never letting anyone else influence me and who I am, being very confident in who I am, being someone who's always in the public spotlight. I mean, I stand on stage in my underwear for a living, so you can imagine how much I'm being assessed, I'm being ridiculed, I'm being, like, everyone's giving their opinion on me. So unless you're very secure and confident in who you are, those things are going to get to you. So I need to be very, very confident and reassured as to who I am, what I'm doing, what's coming out of my mouth is true to me. So personal greatness for me is about those simple things.
Mm-hmm. Simple. He says simple, but as he's alluded to, very, very, it's layers. So start there. That's why I wanted to pick Ben's brain, just get that top layer. But trust me, he can go deep. And the reason why he's such a student is that we talk about 10 years of talking about this stuff. So you can imagine when I asked him to just give me a nugget, it's a tough one, but I'm pushing him to do it. All right, next one. How do you deal with roadblocks and setbacks?
So this is, Alvin threw this at me right before we got on camera, and I was like, man, I don't really know if I believe in roadblocks and setbacks. Like, it's just part of the journey. You know, I've just finished reading this book, and it's a wonderful book if you guys want to check it out. It's called The Obstacle is the Way. And when you see an obstacle, literally put your head down, run straight at it. Never go around it, never back up, never stop, never retreat. The obstacle is the way. It's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you develop a new characteristic, develop a new trait, develop a new skill. That's the way to personal greatness, to personal growth, right? I don't believe in obstacles and setbacks. I really just believe in, hey, if I see something in front of me, or if somebody says I can't do it, I throw up my middle finger and I said, do it twice.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, and that's so true. You know, that's something you gotta, what Ben just said is a work in progress, by the way. It's a work in progress because when you live in the natural, as Joel Osteen will say, when you live in the natural, what you see in front of you is real. It's not real because we make up most of this
Perception.
out here. Yeah, with perception. So what you see in front of you can seem real, so real that the bill, you can't pay your bills and you're poor. That's the reality that you think. But in reality, it's just because you're not thinking right. So if you think at a higher level, the supernatural, the higher level, bigger thinking, you can go through it. And that's what Ben's talking about. Because every time you face your fear, your obstacles, your roadblocks, it becomes a foundation that you stand on to go to the next level. So he's 100% right. But it's something that we all need to remind ourselves that there really is no roadblocks or setbacks. It's all what we call it.
If
So
money
that's
is something standing in your way, the simple mentality is this. People who are poor and broke go, what can I afford? People who are wealthy and successful go, what do I have to do to pay for that?
Yeah.
Like if I want something big, if I want something out of this world, I go, no problem. How am I going to make that money and how long is it going to take me? And you just figure out a plan. It's just take action, right? It's all about, you know, people who are not being successful don't take action. They sit on their butt. They think things are going to come to them. Forget it. Sleep less. Waste less time. How much time are you wasting in your day? Get off your ass and make shit happen. That's the bottom line.
All right. So here's a thing. What are some of the rituals that you get into? So Ben's an elite athlete. Okay, so he's an elite athlete. How do you, for years now, he's been just consistently producing results, and I'm sure he's a human being. He goes through issues. What are some of the rituals you use to get back on track again?
I'll tell you what, as someone who competes in bodybuilding, you go through times of extreme depletion, extreme tiredness, lack of sleep, lack of nutrition. Your brain plays games on you, plays tricks on you. So you need to set yourself up with a number of things. Really, really good habits. You know, like everyone thinks people who are successful or have this really great willpower. No way. Habits will trump willpower all day long. If you have great habits and environment, you will always succeed. So step one is create good habits. And a great habit for me is starting my day the same way or in a very similar way all the time. So, and I'm sure most successful people do it all the time. Alvin does the same thing. I get up every day and I do, you know, something I started with from Tony Robbins, the hour of power. So I'd get up and I'll do my cardio or I'll go for a walk or I used to meditate and I have kids harder to meditate. Just an excuse perhaps. But I always have that 45 minutes to an hour where I'm focusing on what am I going to get done that day? What do I want my brain to focus on that day? What thoughts am I going to allow to be my predominant thoughts that very day? So you control that, right? Like if I wake up in the morning and I just kind of let, you know, my email, my cell phone, and the world influence what I'm thinking about, you're screwed. You're going to go down someone else's path. If you want to pave your own path, you got to start the day thinking about the things that you need to focus on. So for me right now, I'm training for the Mr. Olympia contest. My next 8 weeks, every single day, I guarantee you can find me for that first hour of the day focusing on what are my desired results, what does my visual end result look like, and trying to see it, trying to get so much clarity, see it, smell it, hear it, taste it. Every little detail is what I'm focusing on because that's my short-term goal, right? And all working toward this ultimate long-term end result.
Awesome. And I'm going to add to that. remember Steve Jobs when he used to wear black turtleneck jeans? He didn't want any other decision-making process in the mornings because your willpower only lasts so long.
Zuckerberg's like that too.
Zuckerberg's like that. Most of the successful people are like that. They just eat the same. They don't change much because there's too much decision making. And your willpower goes down. And that's when you go off your. That's why Ben has ritual. That's why he has rituals. Because when he knows in the morning, this is what I'm doing. Imagine getting up, going, "What am I gonna do? Maybe I should." No, I'm not. But you won't make it to the gym because he's too tired. It's mentally drained already. So they have rituals so they don't have to make any more decisions throughout the day, and that's why. Well, we could go deeper, but that's why a lot of them, when they go home, the woman, their partner, makes all the decisions at home because they're done. They've already made a ton of decisions at work, making huge decisions. They don't want to make it. So, anyways, that's where routine and ritual.
Yeah, I don't want to think about my house when I go home. I don't want to think about what I'm having for dinner, what the kids are doing, what we're doing tomorrow. Like I'm thinking about it's done.
Tell me, I'll show up, and
Exactly.
That's it. So, okay, last one. Here we go. What are some of the, so we've given them all this stuff. What are some of the resources that you can recommend, one or two resources, books, TV, YouTube videos, whatever it is that you use to motivate yourself?
Sure. So specific to motivation, I mean, any area of focus would have a different answer to this question. So specific to motivation, I've always been a massive fan of Tony Robbins. Tony's influenced me since 2005 when I got my first audiobook from him. And it's been like something I've gone to since day one. And the guy we had this conversation 30 minutes ago. He's real. He legitimately wants to help people. And that to me is really important. He's got a great energy. He's got a great sincere desire to help you achieve a result. So I love listening to anything he puts out. Anything he puts out, I go to his events. Whenever possible, I go to Tony. I'm a big fan of Tony. Mm-hmm. Next couple things, or next one that's been really big for my most recent contest prep was a book called The Unbeatable Mind by Mark Divine. Mark's an ex-Navy SEAL based out in San Diego. I've actually got a podcast coming out with him soon. The guy he just gets taking the brain and the body to its furthest extent in all aspects of his life. Mm-hmm. He succeeded in everything. He's been a Navy SEAL for 20 years, which you can imagine. He gets into the mindset of it, and they call it the 20 times factor. So we say, try to get an extra 20% of your brain. He goes, no, I want you to get 20 times what you think you can do. And you're like, oh, the magic of thinking big, right? Mm-hmm. And even if you get 15 times, which he will not accept, even if you get 15 times, imagine that. You got 15 times what you thought you could do. Something as simple as that. There's so many golden nuggets in that book. I've actually read it once and listened to it 3 times in an audiobook. Mm-hmm. It's just amazing. So The Unbeatable Mind, Mark Divine, and Tony Robbins would be the 2 simplest ones that come to mind.
Yeah, awesome. So again, in just this little piece that I'm glad that I dragged Ben on here to do this because you can see the depth. We're students, and we've been at this for a long time, and so this is not overnight. This information is not overnight. You're not gonna watch this one video or any other video and then it works. You brush your teeth every day, they say. Well, you're gonna have to do this every day. You're gonna have to do something every day. You don't brush your teeth and it's good for 20 years. So it's work. It's a work in progress. You're a work in progress. Just stay on it. Stay on the track. All right. So this is Alvin Brown. TCHEP.com. Check us out. JourneyPersonalGreatness.com. We want to help you get to your personal. I got one main goal, and there's 3 ways we can serve. 1, we help our clients achieve optimal health, peak performance, and to pursue what they call their personal greatness. And I want to help. My goal, personal, big, area, audacious goal, is to help 1 million people live optimal lives and to pursue their personal greatness. So that's why I'm here. Ben, I want to thank you, by the way. And where can we? Anybody interested in getting in shape? Because this Hump Day Hustle, I'm going to actually drag him in for a Hump Day Hustle, but where can you get some of your products?
MI40 Nation. So MI stands for Muscle Intelligence, the number 40. All the programs are based around 40-day workouts. So if you look up MI40, you'll find it. MI40Nation.com, MI40X.com, BenPakulski.com, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff is all available, and those are great places to reach me. I respond personally to most things on Instagram, most things on Facebook. As much as I can with over 2 million followers now on social media. It's not always easy to keep up, but I do my best.
Awesome.
Alvin, you never have to drag me, man. I love it, man.
But here's the thing. The only reason I got it is because you think it's deep, the depth. But anyways, that's cool. We thank him. Thank you. And then I'm going to pick his brain. So watch for Hump Day Hustle on Wednesday. We're gonna get Ben to
Talking about
to come
building
on
some
in.
muscles.
Done. We are. All right. Peace and love, and we'll talk to you soon.